I sent you the link, bro, in your messenger. Open it up on there and you gonna click on it. They can hear us on Instagram.
Yeah, we live on Facebook and YouTube. What's the dang deal, y'all? Let me see something. Let me see something.
When he logs on, you'll be seeing it, right?
Yeah. Ah, okay.
He'll go on the messenger in a second. Yeah, bro, we got it. We got this a few months ago and used it a couple times, man. But now we definitely got to use it now, bro. Cause I ain't going nowhere. Where my fucking quarantine mask now? Shit.
Shout out to Jeremiah.
Fucking job, man.
Hey, can you hear that?
Y'all trying to give me the heebie-jeebies. What?
Were you able to hear that?
Whatever.
The intro.
I didn't hear it.
No. Let me see. What the fuck? Let me try it again.
I caught a little bit of it, man. During the week, he was in his car or something driving. I caught that one. He ain't with Boo Boo no more, huh?
All right, what's going on Facebook, YouTube? Welcome to what are we doing? This is the third season, episode 1.
Season 3. Episode 1, season 3. We got shocked. He was on the Instagram. I need him to go check his messages so he can get on here.
So we're gonna have our guest joining us here in a second. How's everyone doing during this quarantine, COVID-19 lockdown 2020? Coach looked like he ready. He said he ain't taking no chances, no risks. He's got his mask, his gloves.
Y'all ain't gonna kill me. I'm gonna kill y'all.
He said y'all ain't passing him shit. Well, it's been a sad couple of weeks, man. We ain't had no sports. We had no boxing. Shows have been canceled. Gyms have been closed.
I'm hoping this shit makes people forget about our Astros, man. Shit. I'm hoping some good come out of it, you know?
Yeah, I think speaking of which, you see that shit? We don't get political on the show, but because you brought up the Astros, and I thought about what the president did last night, how he fired old boy in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night on a Friday, hoping to slide that one in and no one pay attention. The dude who started the impeachment or who leaked the telephone call with Ukraine, which started the the impeachment who would
I
start
don't
the
know who you
impeachment.
talking about, man. You know me, I'm very political, but I've been so sick of this whole fucking thing, man, that I'm just waiting for this disaster to end, bro, in 2024. Yeah, y'all done fucked up.
Yeah, he filed the Michael Atkins. He fired the intelligence. He fired the whistleblower that started the Ukraine mess. I thought that shit was funny. Anyhow, we are live, Soapboxing Podcast. It feels good to be back. Happy Saturday morning. Shit, it feels like it's been Saturday all month. Dealing with this fucking crisis. What's been going on over there at your end, man?
Man, I still been working. So, but I've been paranoid, mama leaving and kids want to leave and shit, man. They need to sit their ass down somewhere, bro. Cause I lock it down, bro.
He said, you ain't got to worry about Trump locking you down.
Nah. I don't give a fuck what y'all do outside this house, bro. But yeah, man.
Nah, shit, man. I saw a map the other day of the United States, and they were lighting up the sections that were infected, and man, it looks like it's just traveling west. You got New York, New York, New Jersey, all of the East Coast. It looks like it's infected, and it looks like it just wants to travel westward. You got California that's already got a lot of infections. I mean, at this point, it's just critical that we stay home, stay at a safe distance, make sure we're washing our hands, cover your cough, and if you feel sick, go get tested.
That's the thing, and this is what I try to get to people, bro. Healthy folk, some of them ain't even getting sick, right? Some of them ain't even getting sick, but that's the problem, man. And then you can have the shit 14 days and be passing it, and now they done came out of their 14 days. It's more like 25. You can have the shit and give it to your loved ones and family and friends, because if you downplaying and thinking it ain't shit, and then somebody respiratory, anything, any pre-existing shit, that's why they check out, man. They can't fight it. So the thing is, and as I said, somebody yesterday, a post, I said, people are fucking morons, man. Because here I am with gloves, goddamn face mask, trying to get some shit that she needs to cook or whatever.
Yeah.
And this fucking little churn and strollers and running through the store picking up toys and shit. I'm like, and I can't help it, but I'm looking at their parents like, you a piece of shit, man. What's wrong with you? This shit is real, man. But
yeah. And I think here in Houston, we haven't even fucking reached our peak yet. And I mean, we've only had about 1,000. Well, not only, but we've had about 1,000 cases already here in Houston. We haven't had any. Well, in Houston, we had, I think, 2 deaths. I know 2 in Fort Bend County. They haven't reported any in Harris County, but that number is going to skyrocket here in a couple of weeks, and it's mostly just because people are finally going to go get tested. So
I'm gonna tell you, bro, you can't tell me the people who got hit with that bad flu right before this in January and February.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me that wasn't coronavirus, because you had people. One of my wife's aunt, bro, she was like, I feel like I'm fucking dying. You know what I'm saying? And Big Rock, he said he was throwing up blood and shit and had the shit for a couple of weeks. I said, bro, you don't throw up blood from the flu. You know? You had the fucking coronas, man. That's what I'm trying to tell people, bro. It's yeah, you can get it and kick it, and that's good. But look at termite, man. Turn
Oh
might
man.
be in his 60s, bro. You know, and relatively, I'm sure he's healthy. But bro, it's a system shutdown, man. But I don't know, man. People don't listen, bro. They take shit. But I'll be damned if I let you fuck me up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that's
ain't
what
going.
and then you got all these young kids still in Florida and in Texas and fucking going spring break and bringing all that shit home. You had 44 students come back from Texas that were infected because they went to Mexico for their spring break.
Fucking morons. That shit is ridiculous, man. But here's what I'm saying. So because these kids don't listen, you know, even baby girl came to the house, man, and I'm like, what the fuck you doing? I stopped at the door. What the fuck you doing? What you mean? I said, what the fuck you doing, man? Where you been at? I ain't seen you for 2 weeks. I don't know where the fuck you been at, man. Stay right there.
Let me check your temperature.
Hey, I'm serious with heart attack, man. And I'm sure they feel a certain way, bro. But hey, what you want me to tell you, man? Can
Yeah.
you imagine? Can you imagine somebody bringing that shit home to your little girl, man, just because they didn't take this shit serious? And here they come, you know, aunts or uncles or something, want to kiss on your daughter and shit. And you like, hey, man, I literally don't know where you been. You know what I'm saying?
Shit,
I
I don't.
literally don't know.
We don't allow people over when it's healthy when it's healthy, let alone now. Shit. Yeah,
Absolutely, bro.
baby girl miserable right now, man. She wants to be out. She wants to be out there playing, but you know, gotta
Can't
explain.
do it. Can't do it.
Nah, not now.
I don't know if I ain't sent this thing right to him or what.
Send it back to him. Let's see. Let me see something. Yeah, it's been miserable too, not being in the gym. Gym's shut
Yeah,
down. I
bro.
saw you posted that picture the other day. Brought a tear to my eye having the gym so empty.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy, man.
For those of you that's joining us, welcome to season 3. We just on here chatting, talking about this coronavirus, how it's affecting us, what we've been dealing with. We're gonna have Oshaki Foster on the show here momentarily, getting him the link to come on. Anybody want to post any comments about how they've been keeping up during this lockdown, staying in shape? If you're a fighter, a boxer, what you've been doing to stay fight ready? Man, they've canceled all. Man, they've canceled everything. They canceled the Olympics. They canceled all this professional sports.
It's serious, bro.
Uh,
Damn, bro. I'm trying to get it to do. That's what I was trying to get that sucker to do. All right, I done sent him the link to everything, so you gonna see it.
you can't hear that, huh?
But that click, yeah, what you turning your sex doll on and off. Make sure it's charged. Or what the fuck you doing? Or you playing some music? I can't hear nothing.
No, the
Gee, what's happening, bro? Surge.
What's going on, Joe? Trying to do daily fight videos, post, but fucking Top Rank, Fox, Showtime taking my shit down. Yeah, they got all that extra free time now to fucking be
dickheads
hating and shit. Fucking.
I thought that was gonna happen.
Joe, we gotta get you back on the show, bro. What you guys got going on in the works over there at NextFIGHT? I'm glad you guys got that last show in before all this shit started, man, over there in Sugarland.
Yeah, this fights, man. It ain't it's crazy, man. I tell you, you know who ought to thank their lucky stars about this corona, bro?
Canelo?
Nah, he gonna whoop anybody that put it front. I'm talking about
Wilder.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Cause maybe he could think about what he was doing and come back and do that later, you know?
Yeah.
You know that I was joking and picking about the glove conspiracy and shit at first.
Uh-huh.
Cause I really didn't think nobody really believed that shit, you know? Wrong again. Wrong again. That is unbelievable, bro.
You know what? But here's the thing. So here's my thing, right? And this is where, this is we live in a fucking time where anything's believable anymore. Like, we got this fucking clown in office. We got a fucking virus that's wiping out the world. It's hard. It's hard not to. It's hard not to fucking start thinking about some of the shit and piecing it together and being like, "Fuck, is all this shit really fucking happening?" Who knows,
bro?
Man?
It is fucking insane, dude.
So when you're sitting there on your phone and you're watching all these videos, and I for one don't fucking buy into the whole glove conspiracy, but then you start going into the rabbit hole and you start watching videos and you start, well, wait a minute, is that his fucking fist where his wrist should be, and why is his fucking glove floating back halfway like that?
I'm gonna tell you something, bro. I'm gonna tell you something. And soon as I seen it, I was like, yes. But being a Fury guy and watching him, first of all, he's a giant, and people forget that, right? You're talking about a dude that's damn near 7 foot, right? So, but I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Go watch him in the weigh-ins and shit, and just talking, and his hands is fucked up, dude. Like, his hands is fucked up. Like, his fingers go weird and shit. And I said, I've noticed that before this whole glove thing. And I said, and as good a boxer as he is, he just slaps with that jab, right? He's literally doing this.
Yeah.
Let me see what I can get. Like, he's literally doing that in the boxing glove. And it's part of his shit. Because he'll slap you this way with it. He'll slap you this way with it. But it's because he ain't throwing a real jab. But I just said, man, that's a flawed ass way to throw you, to even throw a touch. That's a flawed ass way. But like I said, the motherfucker's a giant, bro. And and he's weird shaped any fucking way, man. But to just know when you're in boxing, you know how you gotta wrap hands and put them in the gloves and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking impossible, man. That ain't even like Logan gloves. You know what I'm saying? They talking about the hand ain't in the glove. That's fucking ridiculous, bro. But there's whole channels, bro, that you can't tell them that ain't what happened, bro. But
yeah,
my thing is that's part for the course because he's a sore ass loser. His fans are sore losers. You know what I'm saying? Making excuses and shit. So
yeah, and he's got to be responsible for that shit too because he needs to be out there in front of it saying, "Hey, listen, I took this L. Now we're gonna, if he gives me a rematch, but he over there, fanning the fire."
Yeah, he could easily just come out and say, guys, you can't do that. Not only that, the glove wouldn't stay on your fucking hand if your hand wasn't in it. I don't give a fuck how tight you tie it around your wrist and duct tape it. The glove's gonna fall off if your hand's balled up in a glove. There's no fucking way, but he could just easily come out and dispel that shit, but he ain't doing it. So that's a character flaw in him, man.
Hey, Joe, I'm going to send you a link so you can jump on while we're waiting for Oshaki. You can talk to us about what you've been what's been going on over there at Next Fight Up. You've always been a big supporter of the show. We appreciate it. And see if we can't get Joe on here. Just click on the link and then we'll go from there. Oh, man. We're missing out on a lot of good fights, man. Canelo had they were working on putting that Joe Saunders fight on, or Billy Joe Saunders, and then he was scheduled to fight Triple G at the end of the year in September. At this point, that fucking Triple G fight ain't even attractive.
I thought you was a proponent of that. I thought you were.
I was last year. Now the way it looks, if that fight was to happen, it won't be till sometime next year.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
At that fucking stage, it'd be too fucking late.
For his sake, I wasn't interested, but like you said, Triple G fans are still interested.
See that fight last year. I don't understand when. Nah, I don't know. When Roberto Duran had that rematch against Sugar
Ray Leonard.
Yeah. How long was it after the first fight?
About 6 months.
But it was forever. It was damn near years after the third fight, huh?
Yeah, that was damn near because the first one was in 79, I think, or 80. And then they did it 6 months later in New Orleans, and the next one wasn't until in the 80s, like 88, 89 or some shit.
Yeah. All right, let's get Joe on the line. What's going on, Joe?
Hey, man. A whole lot of nothing.
How you guys been holding up over there, man?
We're good. I got 3 little kids. They're crying downstairs right now, and so I got probably 3 minutes for you. But
man, we appreciate you jumping on, man.
Yeah, no worries. You guys hanging in there?
Yeah,
I talk to Derek online about every single day, but
yeah. We always trying to make it. Missing the gym. We're missing the gym. We're missing all the good fights.
Yeah.
Why don't you take a couple minutes, give us a recap about the fight over there in Sugarland, Skeeter's. It was the Skeeter's stadium, but what's the name of the stadium? It was the
Constellation.
Yeah, Constellation. How was that?
It went flawless, really.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I put in like 13.5 miles running around that joint, but no, it went good, and we learned a lot of lessons as to what we want to do at the next fights. We had signed for a 3-fight contract with them, so we were supposed to do one. We had one in March. We were supposed to do one June. We were going to do June 27th was going to be the next one. And I'm not a Houston boy, but apparently you guys probably know, there's some rapper from Houston that's his day. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. It's not Scarface, but
Paul Wall.
Nah, it's one of the Ghetto Boys type of guys.
Slim Thug, Paul Wall, or Zero.
Yeah. Well, if Forrest said I'm wet, I wouldn't know it, but that's what we're gonna do. Anyway, that's off the books at this point. So right now, we spoke to the commission. The commission is saying July is probably going to be the earliest date we could do a show. It would be non-crowd. We're supposed to have a 15-minute COVID test at that point. So the deal would be is everybody has to test at the weigh-in, test the day of the fight, make sure you're not positive for it, and then have a sealed off event at that point. Obviously, we need broadcasting to make that happen because we can't pay the purses for everybody. There's no ticket sales, so it's
I'm about to say,
money on it.
How do you pay for something like that, man?
You got to get somebody to broadcast it. Our problem is that all the big guys aren't doing shows until the fall at this point, unless it just totally blows over. So unless you can monetize it in some way and not have to spend a ton of money, because you have to think of it. I mean, doctors aren't doing visits right now unless it's emergency. So if you're not licensed with the blood test, eye test, and all that, you're not going to be able to get licensed at that point. So everybody's got to be licensed, ready to go, be able to travel without a plane, because nobody really wants to get on a plane.
Wow.
So, I mean, logistically, it's a nightmare, but I mean, I've been just thinking nonstop about it. There's creative avenues of people that do live streaming out there that have millions of ready, willing, and able broadcast or ready, willing viewers on it that would have the capability of sending out a crew to film it.
We have hundreds of thousands. We're not at the millions yet. Give us about a week and we'll get there.
Oh yeah. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So Soapbox takes advantage of it.
Y'all entertaining that, huh, Joe? Y'all really thinking about doing a live event with no?
Yeah, I would do a live event if we were allowed to do it safely. I mean, I'm not going to put anybody at risk, but if we do have a 15-minute, if we have a 15-minute test to make sure everybody is straight, I'd like to get some guys going. I mean, if we can get, like, for instance, we get Miguel Flores or somebody from here, we get Lopez. It's just a matter of getting the right opponents. Because I mean, these guys, I mean, obviously, they're going to be making $20,000 purse. Their opponent's going to have to make something similar to that at the very least. So we're not looking title fight top of a fighter, somebody presentable and obviously can get in. So I mean, we're looking at just the purses probably are going to be $75,000 bill, not counting what it's going to cost for the venue, for the broadcast. So we need something big with people with some deep pockets to step up to be like, hey, you know what? We'll put that on. There's no live events right now. So we'll put it out there. We'll charge $1 for it. Maybe you get $1 million. I mean, the way I'm thinking, if we could put on a decent enough array of fighters that people would want to come in and view. I mean, if somebody wants to spend $1, I mean, you could make a gate bigger than Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder at that point. If everybody's
got a captive audience right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, if we could do it, once we can do it safely and it's approved, we're gonna go for it. We just keep pushing our date. Right now, our date is still June 27th, but we're just waiting on a broadcaster to be like, hey, yeah, you know what? We're in. We could do it on this date to get a crew over there, get that tentative date. Obviously, if it's July, that's still 4 months off at this point. So it gives us a little bit of time to see how this thing is going. I think it's going to still blow up. I mean, the worst isn't even here yet. So
right.
What's the move with the? Was it Waco? Where was it? Austin? Where was the fight y'all was gonna do?
We were supposed to have an April date in Taylor, Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, so that got shut down the same day all the other stuff got shut down. But
was y'all planning to go back up there and try to redo that, or you just squash?
I mean, right now, my opinion is to stay closer to home, just so we don't have to schlep all the way over across town and have. I mean, Coach Forrest is from Austin area, so that's his hometown. So it's home to him. But
I got a fight that will sell up there too, but we'll worry about that when y'all ready to go up.
Yeah, so I mean, there's enough Texas fighters right now that we could put on a hell of a show. It's just a matter of getting the right opponents, because I mean, we don't put on, not that anybody puts on cans around here, but everybody we're putting on is obviously an opponent that could win the fight too. So
you guys are working behind the scenes to get something going. What are you telling your fighters to do during this time? You got them running, you got them working out at home. How you keeping them motivated?
I mean, Forrest, I mean, he's over here on the James Prince gym, so I mean, he's opening that up for individuals, just one person at the gym alone.
I can't hear him if you can.
We lost some audio on you, Joe.
Okay, hold
there
on.
You go. We got you.
Got me?
Yeah.
All right. So Forrest, he runs James Prince's gym over there in north of downtown, and he's allowing guys to go over there and train disinfected in between the fighters.
Sure.
So one person in, one person out type of scenario. So they can go over there and train if they want to. It's going to be clean, no risk of infection type of situation. But other than that, train at home, do what you got to do. Don't go pigging out.
That's fucking hard.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So.
Two questions before you gotta go. I know you say you had only a few minutes. Bro.
I'm sticking on as long as I can until somebody comes through this door.
Okay. Two of my little buddies, man. What's the plan? What's the move for Jericho next after the last fight? And well, let's talk that one first. What's the move with Jericho?
Jericho, I mean, we were already getting calls the 2 days after that fight.
It was a great fight.
That's what happened.
So my plan with him is just, I mean, it was a learning lesson. He knew he had to get off a lot sooner, and that's what my instructions were to him in the locker room is, hey, man, you can't give this guy a single round, especially an 8-round fight. So, I mean, he's already the wannabe favorite in that fight, so you have to get on him right away, and he gave those first 2 rounds away.
Right.
But, I mean, the plan is just keep him at that weight, get him a lot more comfortable at 140, get him into 10-round fights at this point, because I think it's going to go a longer way, give him a little bit more cushion.
Well, he looked good, man.
Like that.
He put on a great show, and I love the fact that after the show, I believe it was you, if I'm not mistaken, went on social media and said, "Hey, this kid's stock just went through the roof," and I 1000% agree. I thought it was a good showing, and I assumed just as much as you just stated that the phones were going to be ringing and people were going to be
and he's
looking to get him on.
He's with Ronnie, so Ronnie's close ties with Al Heyman and PBC. Mm-hmm. So I think it's going to be another opportunity for him to be a B-side and show his worth and get into that. And obviously PBC doesn't do contracts. So, I mean, even Deontay Wilder doesn't have a contract. You just know that you're going to be fighting on a PBC show.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. So I think that's more or less probably going to be the route that it goes. So yeah, that's Jericho. I mean, I think he's on an upward trajectory so long as he's not at his house right now eating BK and fruit by the foots. We'll be good.
How about your guy, Ibagwe, man? He fought on the baseball show, right?
Yeah, he fought on the baseball show. He's getting calls. I mean, Roy Jones wants him to fight that Irish kid real bad. That Colum.
Oh, okay.
His one middleweight guy. I know his first name's Colum. So they want him to fight him. That could be an avenue. We had actually gotten an offer to fight on a Top Rank show in April. That fell obviously the same day that everything blew up. So I think with his record and what he can do, and he'll get some offers here pretty quick too. So.
And who else?
But Ibagwe along with Jericho, I mean, these guys, I mean, they each had 15 amateur fights, so they really came up from nothing. So I have to tell them consistently, look, you're not gonna have those opportunities like Gervonta Davis and Adrian Bourne, who had 250 amateur fights coming off of something and are well known. I mean, you're gonna have to take one of those fights to show yourself, and where you get these calls. I mean, Q's probably gotten these calls too, where, hey, is he signed with anybody? Well, they're asking you if he's signed with anybody, because if he wins this fight we're offering him, we want to give him a contract, and it's going to be a BS contract. And but so long, in my mind, with Jericho and so long as it's a guaranteed, we're going to get you 4 or 5 fights every year to build you up. I'm satisfied with a BS contract right now to get them going, because I don't think there's anything they can't do if they put their mind to it and train hard and do the right things that their coaches are telling them to do.
What man, my guy Joe, man, Lil Joe, is fucking boxing, man.
No, yeah, that was a fucking. I was
when he got stopped that night.
Yeah.
Was he the main event on the baseball show? Or he just
Joseph Rivera?
Yeah, JoJo.
Well, he was special attraction. So I mean, he obviously sold the most tickets, so he's going to be the bout after the main attraction, just to try to keep the people in the seats. But it was so damn cold there that night; it was hard to keep people there. But it was, I mean, his loss, he got caught. I mean,
that's it. It's a fight, man. People are throwing punches, man.
Yeah, and I was down in that fight too, because his opponent was, I mean, well, like 3-6, 0-6 in his last 6 fights type of situation. Yeah. So I was surprised that the commission got with Rivera having that knockout he had in the fight previous.
Right.
I mean, Louis really did a good job training that guy, and he came ready to go. I mean, he did not back down once. He was coming forward. He was landing his punches.
He was trying the whole time. And you know, these kids, they trying so hard to knock other guys out that, you know, they get themselves in those positions, man. But I talked to his dad the next day at the gloves. When Manning won his fight, you seen that,
huh? Had to come out of retirement.
I didn't see that one.
He had him. He had his first boxing match, Masters division on the Golden Glove.
How'd it go?
Oh, he won.
Shit, you're talking to the 2020 Golden Glove champion.
But I talked to Joe, Big Joe, his dad, that day, just checking in on him and stuff. And sure, he was disappointed because, you know, you're gonna be disappointed. But you know, I told him, I said, this is when you see if you're a fighter, real, you know, facing this. Same thing with like Jericho, what he did. That I think anybody watching that fight should know that Jericho can win that fight. You know what I'm saying? He can win that fight.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? I talked to him after, and I just worry about them boys getting so discouraged. But shit, he don't seem discouraged at all. You know.
No, I mean, you're upset, and in hindsight, you can say, "Hey, I could do this, I could do that," and you can also look at it and say, "I don't know." All 3 judges gave Montana that last round. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah.
So I can see Jericho giving away those first 2 rounds, but that last round, I don't see it.
Right.
I mean, it's those type of things. I mean, but if you did what you were supposed to do from the start, which is do not let up on this dude, make it a brawl from the start, because Montana needed to have that distance to come off, and you gave it to him. I mean, that's on you. So there's not much you can do with that. And just like I said, like, hey, anybody takes a loss, it doesn't none. I mean, but I don't want to say I'm old school, but I've watched all those fights. I've read all those boxing registers. I've seen those records, and you should be able to come back from those and fight.
Yeah.
What does it matter?
Absolutely.
I mean, you're a fighter, fight.
Absolutely.
And there's always something out there, even if you want. I mean, that's why you have managers and advisors and all that too. So, I mean, Joe needs to. I mean, he's talking with us and doing what he needs to do in that regard. But I put something together for him, and if it's to build him back up, that's fine. If that's what you want to do, but I think you got to get back in there and fight another quality opponent. It's not, hey, I just took a L. I need to fight two cans right now to build my record back up. Just get back in there, keep training, fight another guy at the similar level, and go from there.
I totally agree with that.
What's going on, everyone? It's your boy, Manny. We're out here.
He didn't take such.
No, go ahead.
And he didn't take such a bad loss that it was something that you need a whole bunch of time off from and try to build your confidence back up. I mean,
And with this Corona bullshit, he got rattled early, right? In round one.
Rivera?
No, I'm talking about Jericho.
Oh, Jericho. Yeah, Jericho got rattled in round 2, and in round 7 he got caught.
But
and he caught Montana at the end of round 2, and in round 3, won 4 and 5, and then lost 6 and 7.
Yeah, that with this suspension, everybody got time to stay home and be ready when it's time to go.
That's what I wanted to ask Joe. Joe, with this thing being on timeout, who are some winners from this, and who are some losers as far as who's going to serve this? Who's going to best serve this time off? Like Coach was talking about earlier, Wilder. This is probably best for Wilder because he's going to really, have to think about what he wants to do moving forward. So who's losing out and who's winning on this?
I think only people winning on this are all those guys that are 0-13 that are trying to get fights. It gives them a little bit more time off to get some of those L's off their record in the eyes of the commission. But no, everybody else is a loser. And I don't look. Fury got caught because if Fury was doing the smart thing, he just took that automatic rematch to try to get bought out from it. Mm-hmm. And Wilder called his bluff on it because that's a smart management move, is to say, hey, you know what, we're going to enforce this. Wilder's probably going to want to unify against Joshua before clocked by somebody. So he'll buy out our contract for $8 million. You'll get $8 million in your pocket
for nothing.
You'll fight somebody else for nothing. Yeah. You'll fight somebody else, and you'll meet Wilder again down the road, maybe. So, but he got called out on it. So, but I think everybody in the nation, boxing wise, loses out on this because there's just nothing going on. Once it actually does come back into play and everybody's comfortable investing in a show, well, guys need at least 4 to 6 weeks to train, because I'm not going to let my guys jump into something if they're not training right now. So, I mean, if you're out of shape, you need to get back in the gym hardcore for a month with your coach. You
wake up tomorrow, you Wilder's manager now. What's your move?
With the layoff going on?
I just get him. You enforce the rematch or what?
If you was sitting in the couch that you're sitting in, I'd say, Deontay, go get some duct tape, put a line room, and walk that shit all day long while you're watching Tiger King. Learn the basics. You got time.
Hey, speaking of which, let's get your legal expertise. Did Carol kill her husband?
Probably. I worked some cold cases in Florida myself that were over 20 years old. But yeah, I mean, I doubt he died going to Costa Rica. I mean, it's a possibility. He's a rich guy in Costa Rica, but I mean, she got fed to those tigers. That's just how it works down in Florida.
Unbelievable.
I'm not no conspiracy guy, so I said, shit. He left his car at the airport. The plane's gone. I said, the stupid motherfucker went down in the ocean. But hell, the more I think about it, the more I watch the show and shit, I'm like, that bitch, he died and she fed him to the cats, man.
I had to go with the easiest possibility, and that's.
I love the fact that OJ went out and said there's absolutely no doubt that he killed her.
Yeah, fucking idiot. He needs to shut up too.
I thought that the Juice knows about killing people, man. You can see the signs, huh?
Yep.
All right, Joe, man. Well, we appreciate you jumping on, man. You've always been a big supporter of us, so we appreciate it, and we look forward to getting back to action and going out to your shows and watching the fighters fight and doing their thing, bro.
I appreciate it. Keep doing what you guys are doing. Bring some entertainment to everybody.
All right, my man. We'll talk soon, bro.
The Dutchman. All right, brother. Hey, you hear me?
Yeah. What's up?
I got these plumbers coming that's gonna walk in here. I'm gonna try to see what the hell happened with Shot. You going anywhere today?
Nah, man. I'm chilling at home.
I'll try to line it up and
see too early for him.
Probably so, but I seen it. I thought he came in on the Instagram. Maybe he thought I was gonna pull him in the live, but
Shock, wake your ass up, get on the show. We'll talk in a little bit.
Yeah, and I'll hit you up when I line it up.
All right, y'all. It's your boy Manny.
Coach, I'm gone.
All right, man. We'll talk to y'all in a little bit.
Bye.
All right.